Hello and thanks for joining us for the KREM 2 News Weekend Review. I'm Cody Proctor. Each weekend we walk you through the headlines from this past week in the Inland Northwest. Let's get started with one of the biggest news stories of the past few days.
Well, there was a lot of pent-up emotion in the courtroom today as the incident surrounding this trial happened nearly 3 years ago. Now, the gallery was full of supporters for Clay Hilton, who heard not guilty not just once, but twice in the courtroom. The jury's verdict acquits Clay Hilton on both counts of second-degree assault and false swearing.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Clay Von Hilton, not guilty of the...
When Spokane County Judge Candy Dibble read the verdict aloud today, Clay Hilton was seen nodding to his attorney. Hilton's defense attorney also noted his response to the jury's decision just minutes after the verdict.
Frankly, I was a bit emotional at the moment.
Several people in the gallery embraced one another and Hilton. After the verdict was read, Hilton was also seen speaking with the deputy prosecuting attorney who led the case against him.
And this is what happens when 12 jurors hear all of the facts, take a long time to review exactly what happened, and the finger shouldn't be pointed at my client, it should be pointed at the complaining witness.
When Clay Hilton took the stand during trial, he claimed self-defense, testifying that his use of force was to gain compliance and protect his own safety.
There's no question, my client did exactly what he was trained to do. He did exactly what was within the bounds of the law to do. The complaining witness in this case resisted, put my client's welfare in jeopardy, and reacted appropriately.
The incident involved Clay Hilton and Kevin Hinton. Body camera footage captured the 4-minute incident that jurors spent hours reviewing. Investigators say Kevin Hinton was sitting in his car in the parking lot of a Spokane Valley park after hours in August of 2023. When Hilton approached Hinton's car, prosecutors alleged Hilton did not use a reasonable amount of force during Hinton's arrest and failed to de-escalate the situation, resulting in Hinton suffering several broken ribs and other injuries. Hilton was also accused of falsifying mandatory police reports.
This is not a case where he was using force lawfully. This is a case where he lost control.
The body camera video captures Kevin Hinton refusing to give Hilton his identification.
Get on the ground. You're under arrest. Give me your hand.
The defense argued that Hilton acted in accordance with basic law enforcement academy training and procedures, saying he remained calm and professional. Hilton's attorney accused Hinton of failing to comply, which he says means Hilton was responding to a situation he perceived as potentially dangerous.
In the eyes of Sergeant Hilton, a potential life-ending environment. If you lose a fight, it's your last fight.
The jury also decided that Hilton has a right to reimbursement from the state of Washington. Hilton was terminated from his job with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office in 2024 after a third-party investigation was completed surrounding the incident. Now, following the conclusion of the trial today, I asked Clay Hilton what are his next steps. He didn't give me any long-term plans, but he did say, I'm going to enjoy some time at Lake Coeur d'Alene. Now, that reimbursement that Hilton may receive from the state of Washington, that amount is going to be decided next month in July at Spokane County Court. For now, I'm reporting at Spokane County Court. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News. Well, $17 million in total damages. That is the amount that the Mead School District is now ordered to pay to former students and their parents. To break it down a little bit more, $8 million for one student, $7 million for the second, and each set of parents are to receive $1 million each. Now, the case stems from a June 2023 alleged hazing incident at a district-sponsored football camp involving the use of a battery-powered massage gun, an incident that was captured on video. Now, the attorney representing the families, Marcus Sweetser, told jurors that the Mead School District failed to protect the former students. He argued the district should be held accountable. He also emphasized the harm caused by the dehumanizing language used in relation to the alleged hazing incident. He also pointed to testimony about the anxiety, depression, and PTSD the students were reportedly diagnosed with after. Sweetser further argued that the Mead School District failed to properly report the alleged incident and failed to inform those who should have been notified. Now, the Mead School District attorney, Francis Floyd, acknowledged in closing arguments that a physical assault did occur, but argued there was no physical injury. Floyd also urged the jury to consider the victims' actions afterwards, noting that the victims and the alleged assailants remained friends, continued spending time together, and that one of the alleged assailants apologized. Floyd also challenged the plaintiff's claims about the students' emotional distress following the incident. The school district's attorney argued the students' grades did not decline and that they continued to participate in school activities, like including school dances.
These boys needed and deserved help. They deserved that the law was followed and it wasn't violated over and over and over again, and they did not get that. And now they deserve justice.
You must not let your emotions overcome your rational thought process. You must reach your decision based on the facts proved to you and on the law given to you.
Now, again, the jury decided on a total of $17 million, and Francis Floyd, the lead attorney for the Mead School District, was not in the courtroom when the verdict was read aloud. Now, throughout this trial, media was ordered to not record the families throughout the trial and even after the verdict, so we were unable to capture any of their reaction or the emotion that surrounds this case. However, I did see the families exchanging hugs with one another and their attorney, Marcus Sweetser, and Sweetser told the media that the families do accept the jury's verdict. For now, I'm reporting outside Spokane County Court. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Larry Fingar dedicated his life to helping others.
A superhero. Yeah, he was my superhero.
And is being remembered by members of his family like Mick Jackson for everything he stood for up until his final moments.
He didn't cut corners. He did everything by the book. I mean, he was military, 21 years. I mean, he knew how to be a good worker, a good person, a hard worker.
On Tuesday morning, 73-year-old Fingar was driving a water tender tanker after a fire at the Okanagan County landfill rekindled. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office says Fingar's tanker left the facility roadway and rolled down an embankment. Fingar died at the scene.
I feel like it's a bad nightmare, and I haven't woken up yet.
Jackson tells me the two of them FaceTimed every day, with the most recent time being the afternoon just before the incident.
I just, ever since I was little, I wanted to be like my dad.
The cowboy with the heart of gold, Jackson says Fingar was the happiest being of service for the community that he loved.
I mean, the only thing I ever wanted was for my dad to be happy. And I guess, honestly, he died doing the thing that he loved the most, was, helping people and, driving trucks. And I just wish it wouldn't have happened.
Fingar was just days away from his 74th birthday.
And I just want to tell him I love him. And he's my pops. And I'll never get to say that again to him.
Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
As we go to break, here's a check of your weekend forecast. Welcome back to the KREM 2 News Weekend Review. It's been a busy week across the Inland Northwest, and we want to help catch you up on some stories you might have missed.
At Wednesday night's Kendall Yards Night Market.
This is our original loaf, our garlic rosemary, jalapeno cheddar, and sun-dried tomato basil.
You may find Tina McLaughlin talking all things sourdough with customers. She'd be the first to say baking wasn't initially her bread and butter.
I spent about 6 months making bad bread, and then it just, I was stubborn and I had to figure it out, and so then I just kept going and it turned into this.
She's run Mama's Sweet and Sourdough Bakery in Spokane since 2023, but her passion for baking got put on pause as her life and business were threatened. McLaughlin had to evacuate from her bakery as Level 3 evacuations came in for the upriver fire. Thankfully, everyone was able to get to safety as crews fought the fire and the building was still intact. When she was able to get back to her bakery, she discovered the power went out, leaving 100 sourdough loaves melted. But if it weren't for her family lending an extra hand, She says she'd be out of business.
I didn't even take starter with me. As far as my business goes, that's the only thing I really need. And one of my kids was still there, and they grabbed it on the way out.
Wednesday's market was the first time she got back out selling to the community after taking the past couple of weeks to assess time and product loss, though she knows other people who had to evacuate weren't as lucky.
My heart goes out to those that lost a lot, and I feel so bad for them, but I know that they'll be okay. Howdy, how are you guys?
For now, McLaughlin's grateful for everyone showing support for her business, taking every positive interaction and sale one loaf at a time.
And just such a great community that cares. Humanity matters, and it really showed itself after the fire and during the fire, actually.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Haiti is not safe. It's not safe. So when my brother sent me that article, I was heartbroken.
A 6-3 Supreme Court decision is already affecting close to 360,000 Haitians and Syrians nationwide relying on temporary protected status, or TPS.
So if you want to see a change, you have to be the change.
Katia Jasmine, the executive director for KREM Resources, says she started the organization 4 years ago to make sure that she could help those in need, especially those navigating life away from their homeland.
When they come here, they reach out to me. They reach out to me for a job. The first thing they ask, they want to learn English and find a job.
KREM Resources reports currently there are over 150 people here through TPS. Jasmine says her life has been anything but easy, so she understands how hard it is for migrants to get to this point in their lives. She says when she was 17, she was kidnapped while living in Haiti and later escaped to the Dominican Republic before making her way to Spokane with her family at the age of 29, eventually gaining citizenship.
We came here because our country is not, I was kidnapped. I cannot stay. It's not safe for me. I came here for a better life, for a better future, a way that I'll feel safe, because America, it's for everyone. It's a welcoming state for everyone. Like, we're all welcome here. Even though you black, you brown, you blue, you whatever your color, we're all human. You all have blood on our defense, right?
This Supreme Court decision reverses lower court's ruling that had temporarily blocked the Trump administration's efforts. Supporters of the ruling, like Representative Tim Burchett from Tennessee, says he likes the Supreme Court's ruling.
I like what they did. From what what you're saying, what I hear you're saying, I like it. I haven't read the briefs yet, but I'm pretty sure that was in a good manner. The folks aren't here legally. They shouldn't be here.
TPS is a program that allows people from countries experiencing war, natural disasters, and other crises to live and work legally in the United States for a temporary period. Haiti received TPS after the 2010 earthquake, and Syria received TPS because of its civil war, according to AP News. Jasmine says her phone has been ringing all day with concerned community members who have spent the last decade creating a life for themselves here in the Lilac City.
Now you're asking those people that been here before me, that already have a life, to go back to Haiti. Probably they don't even have family back then anymore. Where they're gonna be, where they are going, because gang members are the one in charge of Haiti right now.
Thanks for joining KREM 2 News this weekend. I'm Cody Proctor. Right now, we're taking a look back at some of the news stories from the past week.
Before the Nippon Dynawave disaster in Longview, state records show there was a problem, a leak, on the same tank that spilled white liquor, killing 11 people. And the records show it had been documented for nearly a year.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
On May 26th, emergency crews responded to Nippon Dynawave Packaging in Longview. The plant produces pulp used to make paper products.
Yeah, we need rescue units, fire department, everyone.
Yep, we've got lots of people headed that way.
Investigators haven't determined the cause, but the focus is here, a failed tank that can hold 900,000 gallons of chemicals. It's known as G-Tank. State records say G-Tank is used as a swing tank for black or white liquor or other service, meaning it's not a single-purpose tank. Inspection records show a leak was identified in December 2023. A safety valve on top of the tank was leaking. The valve, known as a pressure vacuum relief breaker, lets gas escape from the white liquor tank or G-Tank. 4 months later, records show the company tried to fix the leak, but the initial repair attempt was unsuccessful. The same report shows final repair reportedly will be delayed until next G-tank outage. That was supposed to come in May and June of 2024 during a mill-wide shutdown. But it didn't happen. Inspectors wrote during the May-June 2024 total mill outage, NDP, or Nippon Dynawave Packaging, reportedly did not take all units out of service. Specifically, Nippon Dynawave continued to operate their tanks, including their white liquor storage tank, G-Tank. As of September 2024, state records show the leak on G-Tank still hadn't been fixed.
So why it matters is not so much that that particular device was leaking, but that it leaked and it continued to leak.
Industrial safety expert Mike Schmidt of Bluefield Process Safety cautions the leak may not have anything to do with the tank's failure, but it could be an indication of the plant putting off repairs.
Most maintenance can be deferred for a little while with no consequences. It's not like when the oil light comes on your car that you're immediately, the engine's going to blow up. But it does say you need to take care of it, and sooner is better than later.
Under federal rules, the leak itself from a white liquor tank wasn't considered an air quality violation. It was simply noted by state regulators. The Washington Department of Ecology makes it clear state oversight does not include inspections of the structural integrity or process safety of the white liquor tank involved in the May 26th incident. Instead, Nippon Dynawave says it does its own testing to identify any potential cracks or leaks. The company says all liquor storage tanks are scheduled for visual external inspection annually, and leaks are repaired immediately if possible. It's not clear if the leak at G-Tank was ever repaired, when or how. State records make no mention of a fix.
Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News. You're watching the Week in Review, where we bring you some of the biggest news stories of the past week.
Kim Ng played in her first Hoop Fest when she was 18, right after she graduated from Lewis and Clark High School in Spokane.
Some of my teammates thought it would be fun to do this before we all headed off to college.
And the rest was history. She's united on the court with many different friends and family members during her Hoop Fest career, and nothing has stopped her from playing. Not even the birth of her son via C-section a couple of weeks before the 2008 tournament, though it took some convincing for her doctor to allow her to play.
Can you please help me? Because I'm going to, so it'd be nice to have medical advice. And so she actually made a contraption for me to kind of keep me together, and I got to play. And our team name was Do It for Dane, which is my son's name. And I had some great friends who were cool with me being completely out of shape and slow and still just playing basketball. So it was really fun.
From feeding her newborn baby between games to coaching his Hoop Fest games and playing in the same tournament, Ng has truly done it all.
When I first started, I was 18, and now my son is 18. So I got to start when I was in high school, played all the different divisions. I played everywhere from elite when I was younger and better to more recreational, co-ed, girls, the family division. Last year I got to play with my husband and my son.
It's become a family tradition, and Ng looks forward to one of her favorite weekends of the year every summer.
Whoever had the great idea to shut down the streets of Spokane, whatever they're doing, they need to bottle that up and keep it, because it is just unlike any tournament I've ever played in.
Hoop Fest games start on Saturday. In Spokane, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
Keep it here for more news and weather updates throughout the weekend. And don't forget, you can watch our latest newscasts anytime on the KREM 2 app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to watch for free. I'm Cody Proctor. Thanks for watching the KREM 2 News Week in Review.